So today I'm going to be doing a video that was requested by my mother. It was a foundation routine and I decided to make it a drugstore foundation routine because honestly that is my foundation routine, is all drugstore stuff. I'm going to be doing just my face today. I already did my eyes to start out with. And I didn't use any drugstore eyeshadows today because I didn't know that I was going to be doing this video. Otherwise I would have done a full face drugstore routine, but for the eyes I used the Lorac Pro 2 palette, but I did use the drugstore eyelashes in Ardell Demi Whispies in black, just to let you know. But other than that, everything else is drugstore, I think even including most of the brushes. So yeah, if you'd like to see how I do my drugstore foundation routine, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to be going in with primer. This is by Loreal. It's called Magic Lumi. I do recommend this for dry skin people, not for oily skin people, because it does make you shine. I already put it all over my face before this video. I just forgot to get a clip of it. So right here, I'm just putting it at the tops of my cheekbones because that's where I would want natural light to hit. And then I'm going to go in with Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer, and I am in the shade 20 Light. I'm just going to pat this underneath my eyes where my bags are and then press it into my skin with a damp beauty blender. I prefer using a damp beauty blender much more than a brush because like I said, I am dry skinned, so I feel like the moisture of the beauty blender pushed into my skin just helps more with my foundation routine. And then this is not a drugstore beauty blender. I couldn't find my Real Techniques one, but there is a Real Techniques beauty blender. It is orange, I believe, and it's at Ulta. I believe it's either $6.99 or $7.99, so you can use that one too. It works just as well. I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I am in the shade 104. Sometimes I'm in the shade 103, depending on how self-tanned I am. I'm going to rub this in with my finger. Since, once again, I do have dry skin, I have very small pores, so I feel like when I press it into the skin with my fingers and then with the damp beauty blender, it really goes deep into my skin instead of just sitting on top of it. So that's why I use my finger to put it on first. And then I'm just going to fast forward through this next part because you get the point. I'm just doing it all over my face. Don't forget to go into your hairline because you do not want a line of demarcation where your face is orange and the rest of you is white because that doesn't look cute on anybody. And then next I'm just going to fan my face off so that it can dry before the next step, which is another concealer. This one's by NYX. It is their HD concealer. I believe the number that I use is CW03, but I'll list it down below. And then I know it's really weird to some people that I use two different types of concealers at two different times, but I mainly use this one to highlight with, and then also I think that I have bigger bags under my eyes than most people, but I'm sure everybody thinks that about themselves, but I just like using two different concealers. If this is not for you, then don't do it. If you don't have dark circles under your eyes, I'm jealous of you, and you can just skip this step because it won't really matter for you, but this is more of just a highlighting technique for me rather than concealing. And then I'm going to go on the other side. I work from side to side because I don't want the product to dry out on me before I get to it. I'm going to go in with just the same NYX concealer and then draw a line down the middle of my face because once again, it's just all about shading and highlighting is basically what we're doing. And so you just want the middle of your face to be highlighted by like natural light from the sun. If you draw a straight line down your nose, it'll make your nose look straight. Then we'll go back in and contour it later to shape our nose how we'd like it to look. I'm going to go in with an e.l.f. blush brush with the NYX Highlight and Contour palette. I'm going to take two light shades and then mix them together and then just set under my, sorry, I can't talk. I'm going to set my under eye concealer. And I'm just going back and forth with that between those two shades. I'm going to go in with a really light one. Doesn't matter which one you do. And then just push or put that one on top of the line that's down the middle of my face. And then I'm going to go in with my NYX Matte Bronzer. I'm going to use my Kabuki brush by e.l.f. I really love the Kabuki, or I love the e.l.f. brushes, especially their Kabuki brush. I think this one's the most expensive one they have, and I think it's $6. So you can get those at Target, so I definitely recommend checking them out. I'm just concentrating the bronze on my cheekbones and my forehead mainly. And then also on down your neck too, if you feel like you're really pale. I'm going to go in with my MAC 168 because I couldn't find my other e.l.f. blush brush that I usually use to contour. but any brush will really work. And I'm going to fast forward through this contouring part because one day I'll do an in detailed video, but for right now I'm just going to do it really fast. But I'm just going to switch off between two different shades that I feel match my complexion and then just contour. I'm going back in with that original e.l.f. blush brush, which obviously I don't use for blush because it's tapered, so I like using it for underneath my eyes. I'm just going to carve out my contour. I'm going in with my Milani blush called Luminoso with a blush brush that I believe I got at Ulta for $7.99. I'm going to do this really ugly face and put it on the apples of my cheeks and then up towards my temple. And then next I'm going in with an e.l.f. stippling brush and I'm just going to blend my blush and my contour together. I'm going to go in with an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and then with more contour shades and then contour my nose. I'll show in detail about this later. I'm going to highlight with Physicians Formula highlighter. I'm going to take a brush that I found at H&M for $2 and just go on the tips of my cheeks. And then I'm going to finish everything off with my finishing spray by NYX. It's just a matte finishing spray. And then that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.